Liverpool fans. Before we get into today's story, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new updates. This channel is your home for everything about Liverpool transfer news, tactical breakdowns, exclusive interviews, and in-depth looks at the club's past and future. If you love the Reds, if you live for those magical nights at Anfield, and if you want to be the first to know about everything happening under Arne Slot, then you're in the right place. Hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep building the biggest Liverpool community here on YouTube. Spotlight, Igor Bišćan speaks today. We've got something really interesting, an exclusive interview with former Liverpool midfielder Igor Bišćan. Now, Bišćan might not be the most famous name in Liverpool's long history, but his role in the 2005 Champions League campaign was important and often doesn't get the attention it deserves. He's now the head coach of Ahli in the Qatari Stars League, creating his own path in football management. In this interview, Bišćan talks about his career, his way of coaching, and most importantly, what he really likes about Liverpool's new boss, Arne Slot. But here's the twist. Bišćan admits he feels a bit uncomfortable going into detail about Slot, probably out of respect as a fellow coach. Still, he revealed there's one thing about Slot's style that he loves and wants to bring into his own coaching. Bišćan. As a player, let's go back in time. Igor Bišćan joined Liverpool in December 2000, signed by Gerard Houllier. He was a versatile midfielder who could even fill in at the back, but his time at Anfield wasn't always easy. Early on, he faced plenty of criticism and had a hard time convincing fans. But football always gives chances for redemption. Over time, Bišćan became a story of resilience. By the time Rafa Benítez took charge, Bišćan had turned into a reliable squad player during the 2004-05 Champions League season. He played in 8 matches, stepping up with solid performances against strong teams. Even though he didn't get on the pitch during the final in Istanbul, his contribution through the campaign was huge. Now, nearly 20 years later, he looks back on that season with pride and nostalgia. When he was asked about the 2005 final, he smiled instantly. You could tell the memories are still strong. Oh yeah, what can I say? Time flies. Time really flies. But the memories, they stay. He said warmly, Istanbul, a night that made history by. Xcan's memories of Istanbul are the same as every Liverpool fan's. The Reds were 3-0 down at halftime against a world-class AC Milan side. Then came the miracle. 3 goals in just 6 minutes: Gerrard's header, Smicer's long-range strike, and Alonso's rebound after his penalty was saved. After extra time, goalkeeper Jerzy Dudek's incredible double save and his heroics in the shootout sealed one of the most famous comebacks ever. For Bišćan, even though he didn't play that night, it was the biggest moment of his career. You don't even dream of winning a trophy like this when you start playing football. To win it, and to win it the way we did, it's still unbelievable. Even now, when I think about it, it feels incredible, he explained. Think about that, someone who lived through it still calls it unbelievable. That shows just how special that night was, not just for the fans, but for the players too. From player to coach, jump forward to today, and Bišćan is no longer a player, he's a coach. After retiring, he went into management. First, he worked in Croatia, starting with Dinamo Zagreb's youth teams before coaching Rijeka and later Dinamo Zagreb's senior side. Now, in Qatar with Ahli, he's testing his style in a new football culture. One thing stands out about Bišćan's approach: he borrows ideas from the managers he once played under. From Houllier, he learned discipline. From Benítez, he learned tactical detail. And from playing at Liverpool, he learned the mental toughness needed at a big club. All of these lessons have shaped his philosophy as a coach. What he sees in Arne Slot. This brings us back to Arne Slot, Liverpool's new manager. When asked about him, Bišćan hesitated a little, likely because he didn't want to come across as if he was judging a fellow professional. But then he admitted there's something Slot does that he truly admires. He makes his team play as more than just a group of individuals. Bišćan loves how Slot gets his players to press together, stay compact, and still attack with freedom. That mix of discipline and creativity is something he would love to bring into his own teams. And honestly, that's exactly what Liverpool fans have noticed too. Slot is still new, but already you can see signs of how he's trying to reshape this squad after Klopp. His Feyenoord sides were famous for their pressing, their flexibility, and for punching above their weight. A new Liverpool identity. This is where things get really interesting. Under Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool's football was all about heavy metal energy, intense pressing, fast transitions, and huge emotional connection with the fans. Slot's Liverpool, though, is looking a bit different. The pressing is still there, but it's calmer, more controlled. There's more focus on possession, patience, and balance. Bišćan's praise for Slot shows us that Liverpool are going through a tactical evolution. Fans are now watching, closely studying every match, every formation, wondering how Slot's methods will blend with Klopp's legacy. Becomes time versus today's Liverpool. It's fascinating to compare eras. In Bišćan's day, Liverpool were fighting to get back to the top of Europe. Winning in 2005 was almost like jumping ahead of schedule. It was a miracle moment as much as it was a reward for effort. But now, things are different. Liverpool fans expect trophies. The standards are much higher. Every season is judged by whether silverware comes in. That's the culture Klopp created. And it's now the pressure Slot must handle. For Bišćan, watching this from the outside must feel surreal. He left the club just as Liverpool hit their peak that generation. Now, nearly 20 years later, he sees them back at the top. And a new manager has the responsibility to write the next chapter. Lessons coaches learn. Bišćan's comments remind us of something true across football. Coaches learn from each other. He took Benítez's detailed tactics, Houlier's discipline, and now Slot's balance of control and creativity. That's how football evolves. Each generation adds something new, each coach builds on the last. And in Bišćan's case, his Liverpool experience is still guiding his path today in Qatar. Slot's challenges, of course. Slot has his own problems to solve. Taking over from Klopp is massive. Klopp didn't just win the Premier League and Champions League, he reconnected the whole club with the fans in the city. Slot's first few games are being watched carefully. People want to see how players like McAllister, Szoboszlai, Darwin Núñez, and others adapt. Big questions remain. What's the best midfield setup? How should Trent Alexander-Arnold be used? How do you refresh the squad without losing identity? Bišćan's respect for Slot shows that even fellow professionals can see he's already making an impression. Why fans should care so? Why should Liverpool fans pay attention to what Bišćan says? Because he represents the bridge between past and present. He lived through Liverpool's underdog days, when European glory felt like a dream. Slot is now leading Liverpool into an era where glory is expected. When a player from the past looks at the present manager and says, "Yes, I like this quality," it's a sign the club is on the right path. Final thoughts. Igor Bišćan might not be the first player fans think of when talking about Liverpool legends, but his story matters. His memories of 2005 remind us of what made that night magical. His coaching career shows how the Liverpool influence spreads around the world. And his respect for Slot tells us that Liverpool's new chapter is being noticed outside of Anfield. Too, for supporters, this is both reassuring and exciting. It shows that the Liverpool spirit, the miracle of Istanbul, Benítez's tactics, Houlier's order, and now Slot's intelligence continues to evolve. Like Bišćan said, time flies, but the memories stay. And as fans, we're not only remembering Istanbul, we're looking forward to the next magical night under Arne Slot. Call to action, Liverpool family. What do you think? Do you agree with Igor Bišćan's praise of Arne Slot? Do you see the same qualities in this team? Or are you still uncertain about life after Klopp? Tell me in the comments. I read all of them. And don't forget to subscribe for more Liverpool updates, analysis, and exclusive stories. From Istanbul's echoes to the trophies of tomorrow, we'll keep following this journey together. This is your club. This is your story. And as always, you'll never walk alone.